GDF soldier killed in Linden accident. The Guyana Defense Force is mourning the death of one of its ranks who died in an accident this morning. He was identified as Wilmot Ward, a 26-year-old soldier of Lot 1608 Central Amelia's Ward, Linden. The police are reporting that their inquiries disclosed that Ward, who was a driver of motor car PLL 6077, was proceeding north along the western side of the Aroni Public Road at a fast rate of speed when he lost control of the motor car. As a result, the motor car ended up on the western parapet, where the driver fell onto the driveway of Scotty Creek, which caused him to receive injuries to his body. The driver was picked up by public-spirited citizens in a semi-conscious condition and was escorted to the Diamond Hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment. The body was later transported to the Memorial Gardens mortuary, awaiting post-mortem examination. The Guyana Police Force has since launched an investigation surrounding the circumstances of the incident. The Ministry of Education and the Guyana Teachers Union are at odds, and it has to do with the vaccination of teachers. The ministry, in a release to the media, said thousands of our teachers have been vaccinated against COVID-19 thus far. The ministry is urging teachers who have not yet taken a vaccine to use this period before the reopening of school to visit the vaccination site and be administered one of the available COVID-19 vaccines. Further, the ministry said teachers who do not wish to be administered any of the vaccines will be required to submit a negative PCR test once a week. This test is to be done at an approved private facility. The ministry also warned that teachers who do not report to duty will be marked absent. These measures also apply to ancillary staff of each school, cleaners, administrative, and other support staff. These measures will be captured in the next gazetted order for the new month, the ministry said. The Ministry of Education said they will provide to all teachers face masks, face shields, sanitizing agents, and spray bottles to assist in ensuring that they are safe upon their return to the classroom. Meanwhile, late last night, the Guyana Teachers Union called for the immediate withdrawal of the statement. According to the union, in light of a recent press release from the Ministry of Education pertaining to teachers' vaccination, the Guyana Teachers Union withdraws with immediate effect its participation from the present assessment of schools and all other planned engagements with the Ministry of Education until this release is retracted. Our teachers were good enough to teach NJSA, CSEC, and CAPE, and Mark NJSA attended workshops and even participate in school preparedness assessments. Our members have called on us to act now in their best interest, the GTU said. We are not opposed to vaccination, but it must be voluntary, the union said. The Ministry of Education will be opening schools on September 6 to face-to-face classes. The ministry said important to this process for the reopening of schools is the vaccination program of pupils 12 years and over. Domestic violence continues to plague our society. To this end, the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security is collaborating with the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Guyana Police Force to launch the COPSQUAD 2000 training program to help combat this scourge. Speaking at the launching at Ivlery today, Minister of Human Services and Social Security Vidya Prasad said her ministry is taking a significant step since the establishment of the COPSQUAD 2000. She said this was done after careful consideration that this initiative emerged.
In our own country, we have seen domestic violence cause instability in families, disruption of lives, psychological and physical scars, and yes, death. Domestic violence continues to pose a challenge, and perhaps will continue to pose that challenge unless we examine every step that is required to eradicate domestic violence.
The minister noted that while education and public awareness are important, it is also critical that we look at the referral paths that must respond to the instances of domestic violence.
And so I felt, the Ministry of Human Services team felt, that our critical partner was the Guyana Police Force and by extension the Ministry of Home Affairs. Why is that so? Because usually the first point of reporting is to the police station. And that means that every report, every case must be taken seriously, and there must be conscious effort to ensure that no case, because a case can be a number, but a case represents a person and an entire life and families attached to that life. Every case must be treated with the level of seriousness that it requires.
Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben said men have to become better and take their responsibilities more seriously.
We got to move away from the position where we just share licks when we don't know how to handle that situation. So I just wanted to plainly say those things. But again, in terms of the training, in terms of our approach now, the reason we're having it, given the statistics, relates to a failure in policing, failings in the society, and the fundamental failures of men, of our menfolk. And of course, being a man, I have to accept all of the criticisms in relation to the matter.
The program is focused on training 2,000 junior and senior officers of the Guyana Police Force through intense online and in-person training on domestic violence.
For these and other stories, do visit us at our website at www.rdproductionsgy.com.